Today we're going to go over the ankle tape job, and the position that the athlete needs to be in is sitting on a table or a bench where their foot's hanging over. And I'm going to have you scoot up just a little bit more. We want to have the person almost to where their calf is hanging off the table. We're going to have the ankle all the way at 90 degrees in that position because that's the most stable position for our ankle joint. Then we're going to tough skin. We want to make sure we get tough skin all around the foot and around the ankle. Then we're going to use heel and lace pads. What we have on the heel and lace pads, we have petroleum jelly on this, so we'll reduce the chances of getting blisters. And so we put one back here on the Achilles tendon, and we put one, doesn't matter if it's diamond shaped or if it's this way, it doesn't really matter which way you put it. So right here where the laces would go on your shoe. Then we're going to use our pre-wrap, and we're going to start from the middle of the foot, and we're going to pre-wrap to, again, about 2 fingers below where the calf ends and turns into the Achilles tendon. And we want to make sure that we pull the pre-wrap really tight when we do this. Now when you guys do this for the class, you don't need to use the heel and lace pads. So we just go ahead and go around once like that. Go around once again. Then when you hit the heel, just go around the heel like so. And don't worry about if you're going to have a little gapping of the pre-wrap there, because it's usually not going to cause any problem because you're not going to have any hair there. And just spin your way up the foot, or the leg, excuse me. And try to use less pre-wrap as possible. Try to make sure it's nice and tight. And again, the less pre-wrap the better. Next step in the ankle tape job is to put 4 anchors on. We're going to put 3 anchors up here and 1 anchor here in the middle of the foot. So again, as I talked about in other classes, or other taping, we have an angle in our lower leg, and so we have to look at that angle when we're taping the lower leg. So our angle for here should be an up angle. Oops, pre-wrap's coming off. And we want this taping angle to be an X like this, and so it should be an up. We want half the distance of the tape here. Again, we're going to do 3 of these here. Half the distance. Then we're going to come down here in the midfoot. We got to be careful that we don't make it too tight here on this 5th metatarsal bone here, this little toe bone. So we have to put it light. We want that angle again of our foot. Nice and light, not too tight. And that's our 4 anchors. Right, our next step in the ankle tape job is to put stirrups on. And one of the things we're trying to do with the ankle tape job is keeping the foot from rolling in. So we need to do our stirrups from that inside or the medial side of the tape. And again, we want to go from tape to tape. We want to hit, we're aiming for the middle of these anchors here. So we're going to pull from the inside to the outside. When we do this, again, we want to be on the inside. So we want to get right in the center of the tape here. You notice I'm pushing this down, we call that ironing. And we're trying to aim for the middle of the calcaneus or the heel bone. Get that nice and smooth on there. We go back around, and then we're going to end up on the outside of the tape. And we want to, again, end up right in the center of that anchor. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull really hard. I'm going to talk a little bit harder than I really would. I'm going to go crank, because I really want to pull that out like that, because I really want to force the ankle out. Because we're trying to limit this motion. Okay, so we pull that. I'm smoothing all that down. We don't want any wrinkles. Next thing we're going to do is the part of our basket weave, where we're weaving the 2 pieces of tape together. Doesn't matter if you start on the inside or outside of this. I like doing it on the outside. And we do this just like we did our blister. We're going to start from the tape. We're going to just make it like a U-strip and go to that strip of tape and just end it in the center of that. So that's one. We're going to do a total of 3 of these. Next, we're going to do another stirrup. I'm going to angle it just differently a little bit so it changes the angle. We want to end up here on our heel bone again. And then again, I'm going to change angle on the other side just a little bit. And I crank again. Smooth. So it doesn't wrinkle and it stays still. I'm going to put another U-strip. I want to go half the distance of the tape again. Let that tape go over once, because when we force the tape to go somewhere is when we get blisters or wrinkles. Then we're going to do our last stirrup. We do 3 stirrups. Change that angle just a little bit again. Iron that down. Head for the same spot on the heel. Cut and crank. Smooth that down. And one more U-strip. Should be half the distance of that last U-strip. Let it go wherever it wants. These two should pretty much touch here at the top of the ankle. And so that's the stirrups and U-strips called the basket weave. Our next step is putting heel locks on. We're not going to do continuous heel locks. We're going to do 4 separate heel locks. We're going to start on the inside, go to outside, go to inside, go back to the outside. And what we're trying to do with the heel lock is support the heel bone, or excuse me, we're locking the heel in to the calcaneus, which is one of our ankle bones. And so where we want to start is right on top of the ankle. So just right on top of the ankle, and I have an angle going down this way. And we put it there, and we're going to go down. Notice I'm using my other hand to help smooth this around. Down and around the heel and back up to the ankle. So I have a little phrase to remember, how to remember that. Down and around and up. So start same spot again at the top of the ankle. Now we're going to go to start on it, going towards the outside. Down, around, oops, got a wrinkle, and up. So that's 2. Now we're going to do the exact same spot here. Down, around, and back up. And the last one is same spot again on the going towards the outside. Down, around, and back up. And that's the heel lock. Okay, now we're ready to close up the ankle tape job. All we're really doing is covering up all these loose strips and make it look pretty. This is when we make our tape job look pretty, because taping's an art, we want it to make it look good. So we start at the bottom of our foot again, just where we had our anchor strip. I need to put one more because there's a gap there, so it doesn't cause them to blister. So there'll be 2, maybe 3 strips this way at the bottom of your foot. Again, we want these to cross over, because if they don't cross over, they're going to split open and you're going to cause them to blister. Now we're going to work from the bottom of our foot, just like we did with our shin splint tape job. We're going to go, I call this a down angle. It should cover the tape that you put on the bottom of the foot. And all we're going to do is work our way up the foot, half the distance, usually 2 strips. Then we need to go straight. So we go 2 down, 2 straight, or sorry, 2 down, 1 straight. Then we're going to start angling our tape up like this. And again, half the distance of the tape. Work your way up the foot. Make it look nice and pretty. I'm going to cover all those tape ends up. It should end where you started your tape job. And then there's your ankle tape job. Gives you nice support for limiting the damage that you have when you roll your ankle in.